Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I'm glad Hungary has balls, and it shows them asking or wanting, demanding an apology from the United States of America. Can you imagine? Hungary, United States of America. But hey, size doesn't mean a lack of energy, if you know what I mean. And here we have a U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, and she makes some claims, and Hungary is quick to point out that that's not so, and they request the United States to issue an apology for those statements. So let's see what kind of statements these people made. This article comes from Russia Today, February 14th. Hungary wants apology for outrageous, quote-unquote, claims by U.S. official. Washington's UN, United Nations envoy, has made, I'm quoting, baseless allegations regarding anti-Semitism, Budapest says. And we have this person, U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, Linda Thomas Greenfield. Now, I first heard of her negatively when she did something stupid, I think, and she was called out for it. I will tell you what's that all about because I have the article here. So let's see what she says. Hungary blasted the U.S. over what it says are, and I'm quoting, outrageous and I'm quoting false accusations of anti-Semitism leveled by a senior diplomat against Budapest. Foreign Ministry spokesman Mate Pazolai added that while Washington later admitted the mistake, it has not issued a public apology. On Tuesday, speaking to the Index News site, Pazolai slammed Linda Thomas Greenfield, the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. During a UN event on Thursday, Thomas Greenfield cited Hungary as an example of a place where anti-Semitism is on the rise, noting that, and I'm quoting, a Holocaust memorial was vandalized there, end quote. In a transcript later released by Washington's mission to the United Nations, this phrase was crossed out. So, an exemplanatory note said that Thomas Greenfield was referring to a statue in Sweden of diplomat Raoul Wallenberg, who saved thousands of Jews from the Nazis in Hungary during Second World War. And I'm quoting, "It is outrageous that the U.S. ambassador made baseless and false claims about Hungary in front of the ... public," end quote, the spokesman said, adding that Hungarian delegation was not given an opportunity to speak and was able to complain only after the event had ended. Now, let me tell you a little story. When you are in a group of people and someone smears you with accusations, unfounded, or accusations, and they say you're this, you're this, you're this, you're this, you're this, and everybody laughs or everybody's going, okay, I'm not going to talk to Gigi anymore because look, the accusations. You do not have the time, or you can't prove they are wrong. You don't have the evidence, but the accusations were leveled against you. People heard them and they got it. Okay, Gigi is a bad guy. Now you go home, Gigi, you look, you find the evidence, find this smearing guy, and you showed him you were wrong. And then you say, now he said, well, I'm sorry, Emil, or I'm sorry, Gigi, in this case. I'm just sorry, Gigi, I apologize, I made a mistake. No. You will come with me in front of all the public, all those people that we were in the group with, that you smeared me against, and then around and in front of, and you tell in front of everybody, I was wrong, I apologize. You don't smear me like this and then in private you tell me, I'm sorry. No, that's not how it works. So every time you got smeared in public, or you are, insulted in public, do not accept private apologies. No, because you have been attacked and you were insulted in front of the public. He should come back and show that he's an idiot in front of the same public. So basically this is what the Hungarians are saying. No, it doesn't work that way. You just don't change it hush hush and we can't make a fool out of you in front of everybody when you smear us with this. So anyway, it is quite outrageous. That's why it is. Pazolai noted that the American side admitting behind closed doors that it made a mistake. However, it never issued a, and I'm quoting, clarifying or an apologetic statement, end quote, which he said is a minimum expectation in diplomacy in this type of situation. If the mistake was intentionally, the result from a lack of preparation, then it is incomprehensible why the reparation does not issue a statement in order to resolve the situation, he said. Again, remember, I think this guy is right. Now let's see, who is this person that I heard of? Miss Thomas Greenfield. Obviously, she's an African American. She's a black person, right? However you want to call her, however you want to identify her as, or whatever she identifies. And we have this article that I heard of. And I found it on Russia Today, but nevertheless, you can find in other ones too. In USA Today, USA News, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. This is the subsection of Russia Today. Now, Biden's UN ambassador slammed for declaring white supremacy weaved into US, and I'm quoting, founding documents and principles. So, this person is supposed, and she is sent at the United Nations for the sole reason to defend the interest of the country that sent her over there. That's what she's going over there for. To say we're good. I'm defending my country's interests against your interests. Instead, she goes over there and she says some stupid stuff. And maybe it's not necessarily stupid stuff, but it's not. I don't think, and many people don't think, is the right time to do it. And the problem is, she's crying about certain things that occurred, and she says those things that occurred in the past are still nowadays, like discrimination and all that. But she's the American, that country's who's accused of this and that. That country's, she's the UN ambassador, American ambassador to the United Nations. How did you get that position? Because you are probably 50 times, that's how we're told, 50 times better than the rest, and they had to send you? I don't think so. Do you think that the master of a slave plantation, that he did not know who works and who doesn't? And in his house, he didn't see his children not working? Do you think he would just, okay, Gigi is working hard in the plantation, my children don't. I'm going to send Gigi to college, not my kid? Or I'm going to send Gigi, the slave, to represent me at the city hall or whatever, not my kids, because Gigi is a hard-working person, he's smart. Do you think that's how it's done? No, he said, no, these are my kids, you are a slave. So here, if things would be as she would, I'm going to read you the little sentence that she, not only sentence, more than a sentence, a passage, that she claims. How in the hell are you over there? Why did they put you over there? They should be all of a certain kind of group, belonging only of some certain kind of group. So I'm, you had you understand, these guys, right? The group had a biracial president. They call him black. Biracial. Obama was biracial. That's a fact. What am I supposed to say? So it's half-half. Raised by a white family. His grandparents. And he identified as black. Good for you. What do you want? You want how do you call it? AG. A general attorney. Again, he was black. What's going on here? And why didn't these guys stop those guys from getting there? If it's the way let me read you what she said. This is what she says. She said, to join the Human Rights Council, according to her, the U.S. must, and I'm quoting, acknowledge that we are an imperfect union, correct, and have been since the beginning. Correct. Give me a perfect one. Is there a perfect one that you would like to, point out? In any continent? I allow you to do that, obviously. No, because that's okay. And then she says, that imperfection, she continued, lies in the original sin of slavery. So let me tell you, in 1776 or 1779 or 1800, tell me some countries, let's say in Asia or Africa, that really banned slavery. I'm very curious to tell me who. It's true what you said, an original sin. Okay. Which waved white supremacy into our founding documents and principles. Then she cited white supremacy as being behind the death of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and so many other black Americans. Okay, well, good, but then we have, she apologizes for America even though the UN Human Rights Council currently includes Pakistan, Somalia, Qatar, Cuba, Venezuela, Sudan, and Libya. And then in the Cold War, and I'm quoting, we relied on Soviet diplomats to condemn America at the UN. In the Biden administration, we just do it ourselves. I don't think it was the right spot. That's what I think. I mean, she didn't say anything that was incorrect. Yes, it's true. It was slavery. Yes, though the founder fathers were white. Yes, the founder father did it the way they see it. It was the times. It was slavery. Yes. Okay, what do you want me to do? You go and apologize in front of those countries that are in the Human Rights Commission, which are very much, they never had slavery, and they abolished it before United States, or let's put it Europe, or really? I mean, these guys are going to bring this stuff where it doesn't belong. We can solve our problems here. You know, like you have a house. You have a problem in the house, you solve it in the house. You don't solve it outside and so everybody can hear it. You don't go outside and you apologize, you're part of the family. You don't like it, leave or change things inside. What's going on here? Try to improve it, work for it. But don't go outside and tell everybody else, hey, we're a bad family. Especially when you are appointed, that means taken from here, put over there to do the exact opposite. I would have fired her on the spot. I would. And now coming back to Hungary, the same thing. Remember what I told you at the beginning of this. No, if you made a fool out of me, leveling some false accusations in front of everybody, and I couldn't fight you then for various reasons, in this case Hungary was not allowed to speak, okay, then you do it again with an apology, public apology, not in private. I had a friend at that time, he was doing exactly that to me. He was not my friend, but at the time I thought he was, but he wasn't. He was making, when we were in a group, he made a few comments and all that, and I was like, why in the hell, what's going on with this guy? And then I was naive at that time, and I was talking to him after that. And I said, what was that all about? And well, I'm sorry. And then after a while I realized, wait a minute. And it was a pattern. I said, you tell me I'm sorry in private, but in public you smear me. You're not my friend. Have a nice day. That's what happened, among others, but I'm just saying. So the same thing here. Hungary having the courage to call them out. I'm pretty sure things like this happen, but there are countries who zip it because, sanctions, blackmail, threats, how do you call it, little regime change, and then other things are right there. And they know what to do. I mean, really. So, this is it. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.